Okay. Hello, everybody. We are recording. And I just wanted to say thank you very much, everyone, for joining me on this LinkedIn webinar. It's not so much of a webinar as much as it is just me sharing with you how I personally use LinkedIn. Just going through my feed, going through my LinkedIn, showing you what I do, how I optimize it. Obviously, if you saw this, you see me on LinkedIn, there's something about it that intrigued you to want to know, hey, how does this guy do what he does? Because I see him. I put a post out the other day. Do you see me at the top of your feed? And pretty much hundreds of people did. So I'm glad that you joined me. Big disclaimer right here, okay? Everyone who's on this video with me, big disclaimer is I'm not here to sell anything, okay? Nothing. I know a lot of times you get on a webinar and they're like, it's a free webinar, and then you come on and then at the end they're like, hey, by the way, I have this course on LinkedIn training and it's really, $500. I'm going to sell it to you for the low price of $79 just one time. I'm not going to do that, guys. Really, this is just me to share my knowledge with you. I do cost segregation. I do some other stuff on the side, starting up a virtual meetup for real estate. That's my thing. LinkedIn is just something I love to do and I use to grow my business, to network, to meet people all over the world, all over the country. And everyone can utilize this, but I see so many people underutilizing it or using it the wrong way. So I want to share with you how I do it, and hopefully everyone can learn something. At the end, okay, if you stick around to the end, there are two big surprises, okay? Two big surprises. One surprise, I'm going to tell you right now what it is, but you have to stick around. And those of you who are not on the live call and are watching this recording, this surprise is not going to be for you. What we're going to do is Zoom has this really cool feature that we can make breakout rooms. So we have right now 50 people on the call. Everyone who's there, please mute your microphone because we hear some background noise. So if you're not muted, please mute. I can mute you too, but it's kind of hard to do it manually for 50 people. So thank you very much. What we will do is make breakout rooms, okay? So we're 50 people right now. There may be more later on. I'm going to make small groups of 3, okay? We're gonna do this multiple times, probably at least 2 or 3 times. Chris is on here from Phoenix, did this with me the other night on Brian Briscoe's meetup. It was really cool. It's really cool. You can get intimate with just like 2-3 people, meet them, network a little bit. It's as close as we can get right now, okay, guys? So, with everyone at home, everyone working from home, this is the closest to networking we can do. So that's what we're going to do. The second surprise I'm going to share with you later also, but that one's going to be really cool. We're going to do it at the very end. This is probably going to take about 45 minutes or so, maybe an hour, but I could go longer, but I think that's going to be enough for everyone. And again, the recording is going to be there. So I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. If you do have questions, please put them in the question box. There's a chat box. There's also, is there a question box? No, there's not a question box. It's not a webinar. This is just a chat box. So if you have a question, try to put it in there. I'll try to see it. We'll check it at the end, okay? Or if you have something pressing, I'll try to check it in the middle as well. Okay, and actually I'm just gonna keep that open just in case on my second screen over here, just so if I do see something urgent, I will respond to everyone. Thank you again for joining me. My name is Yona Weiss. If you didn't know that already, then maybe you're living under a rock or something like that. Okay, great. Let's just share my screen. Where do we share the screen? Here we go. Sharing the screen. Thanks for your patience. Okay, everyone sees this. This is my LinkedIn homepage. Homepage over here. Going to my profile. Okay, I blew it up a little bit bigger so we can see a little better. There are basically 5 or 6 things that I want to share with you today, okay? Number 1 is how to optimize your profile. And it seems like so simple, but at the same time, it's huge. It's a game changer. The second thing we're going to do is expand your network, how to meet more people and how to meet the right people, how to connect with the right people. Third thing is, and I put this in the thing, how to create content, what type of content there is. And then the fourth thing, how to focus on engagement. Engagement is the number 1 thing on LinkedIn. Social media, it's social. It's called social media for a reason. It's not, that's something I want to share with you also about the congrats on the new role. I got hundreds of messages about that. We'll tell you about that soon also. Be a connector, okay? This is something I love to do. If you see on my profile here, I'm a people connector. I love to connect people one to another. The third thing, the last and final thing, well, not the last and final thing, but is how to leverage your search, how to search, use this search bar and search for the right things, search for the right people, search for content. Okay, you know, you can search for content because you don't just have to rely on your home feed. And also related to that is how to personalize your feed. I have a very cool technique that allows you to, I learned from a few other people, how do you actually find content that you want to see instead of just being subject to what your home feed is and what the algorithm decides to show you at any given moment, okay? These are really, really important, okay? And I wanna share with you all these tips, and then I just wanna go through my feed, tell you a little bit of how I create content and how to engage with content, how to maximize the platform. There's no tricks here. There's nothing illegal going on. There's no like third-party apps. I don't use even any virtual assistants to do this, okay? I do this all myself. It may be for you the right thing to maybe use a virtual assistant. That may be the right thing to do depending on what your time is, depending on how much time you have to do things. But for me, I don't. We can get into that a little personally if you want to message me privately and we can discuss my theory about that. Okay, so let's just get right into it. I'm gonna try to keep conscious of time over here. Try to spend about 10 minutes or 5 to 10 minutes on each of those things I discussed before. I tend to speak a little fast. So if I miss something or you didn't understand something, please feel free to write the message in the chat thing, ask a question. I will be taking questions and I will be trying to answer everyone's questions. Okay, let's just delete this, make it clear. So number one, and let's see, I can get one of those thingies over here. Where's the annotate button? Yeah, let's get this spotlight. Okay, so here is your profile picture. It's so important to have a professional profile picture, okay? A headshot. It does not have to be like super professional. You don't have to pay $500 to get a headshot, but you do have to have something that looks professional. It shouldn't be a picture of you like on Facebook, you know, at the beach. It shouldn't be something, you know, your animal. If you don't want to show your face and you have like a logo, there's some people that do that. I respect that for different reasons. Some people for religious reasons. I totally respect that. However, if you do want to meet someone, it is much more likely that you're going to meet them by having a personable, smiling face. Okay, if you do smile in real life, you should have a smiling face. If you don't, then maybe not. But that's huge, okay? A professional headshot, it changes the game. Now, before I even go into anything else on the profile, I want to preface with the following. The reason why I'm saying all of this, okay, and the reason why LinkedIn is so important, because this is the #1 business networking platform in the world, which means you can meet anyone, basically. You can network, you can do business with people, you can create tremendous amount of business. So just like you can find a job, okay? You can find employees. You can find tremendous amount of things that you wouldn't been able to do in a different way using other platforms, they're using other strategies. So you want to approach this as professionally as possible, okay, while still being personable, okay? So that's really what this is all about. So here, your profile picture, this background photo, it's really easy to do, okay? It's really important that you have something in the back. If you don't, then you just have that kind of green fuzzy line thing, okay? Everyone's seen the green fuzzy line thing, that's just a standard thing. It doesn't take, this is huge real estate over here. You can put anything and it should be connected to your brand, who you are. As you see here, I put my phone number, my email address, a little bit of what I do, and a little bit about real estate. It's related to my brand. You can do whatever it is. There are so many different things. I want to show you a few other different people's profiles that have excellent things here. If you've been featured on podcasts, if you've been featured in magazines, if you've been, et cetera, you can put logos there. You can put anything you want. And this is so important because anyone who ever sees your profile, when they're going to connect with you, you go to My Network, okay? And you want to look and see who should I connect with? And this is loading very slowly for some reason. Right down here, you see this, all these people? You can see right away their picture and their background picture. Right away, see all these people have the standard blue thing. They didn't do anything specific, okay? All these people, nothing specific. But here you got someone has a nice background picture. I see it stands out. Okay, this lady Liz has a background picture. It stands out. All these people just have the generic thing. Okay, this stands out. I'm gonna take them a little more seriously. I'm gonna say, hey, he's put a little time into his thing. That's for me personally. I take it a little more seriously. Maybe you disagree. That's just my opinion. I'm going back to my profile over here. Those are the first two things. There is something really cool over here. It says on the top right corner, edit your public profile and your URL. This is something really cool. A lot of people don't know about. Okay, you can have a branded URL. You see my URL over here? This is what my URL, this is how my name shows up, okay, on the internet. And this is really good actually for SEO. Now, standardly, you have just your name, Yona-Weiss, and then a bunch of like 6 or 7 or 8 numbers, okay? That looks a little sloppy. It's just a standard generic thing. You can brand this, personalize it. You can do whatever you want. It could be just your name. It could be something, if you have a business related to business. A lot of people just use their name. I happen to use this. I think it's pretty cool for the time being. And you can edit who sees your name, who sees your photo. Okay, I put public. Everyone who can see my name can see my photo. Okay, some people only let their first degree connections see their photo or your network. That's fine. I show everything, because if you want to see what your thing looks like in the public, okay, you can actually see what your name looks like. This is what your public profile looks like. If someone were to search me on Google and does not have LinkedIn, okay, or is not signed into LinkedIn for whatever reason, this is what they'll see. They see me, they see everything. By the way, they'll see my name. It's different than how it looks on LinkedIn, but they'll see really important things, the articles, the activity. Anyone who searches my name, and this is something I really want to show you, show my jobs, and it will also show education and, more importantly, recommendations right at the bottom of your profile, okay, which we're going to get to all these individual. I'm going to show you, this is how a public profile, someone who doesn't have LinkedIn, anyone in the world is going to see this. Now, why is this important that you have this all public and you have it visibility public? Not everyone likes to have all their information public, but if you're in business and you're trying to do sales or you're trying to do business development, you want more people to find you, this is really important. And I'm going to show you something really, really cool. I want everyone to take a second. If anyone's on a computer right now, or a phone, whatever you're on, open up a new tab, okay, and just type in your name into a Google search bar, okay? I'm gonna do it here. You can watch when I'm doing this live. I'm typing Yona Weiss into Google search. So someone searches your name. What do they find? If you haven't had troubles with the law, likely LinkedIn is going to come up. If not the first, okay, towards the top, okay? And this has to do with personal branding over here. So someone types in my name, guess what? LinkedIn comes as the first result on Google, okay? Now there are 377,000 results. I don't know what all those things say, but it's really important for me that LinkedIn is the first. So it's really important to me that my profile is very full and very professional. Okay, now it shows other things, right? This is a side thing you should know, bigger pockets, profile. But again, this has to do with personal branding. I've spent a lot of time on the internet, being on podcasts and things like that. So everything comes up related to my business when they search me, right? If you want to change, if you had some trouble with the law, it's a good thing to do, use LinkedIn. Not that I did, just giving a hint, you know, you can change how your, in the course of a few months, how your public image looks by being active on social media. And yeah, so back to the profile. Your about section is really important. Why is all this so important? Not just that people are going to find you, but I personally, when someone sends me a connection request or I'm looking for someone to do business with, I will look at their profile. I want to see, who is this person? What do they do? And I can tell you that literally hundreds of people, okay, hundreds of people have reached out to me or have found me or I found them through LinkedIn who I have done business with, okay? Which means that I tend to believe it has a lot to do with having a full profile and having keywords in there. Because when someone is searching something, a client of mine told me they're doing mobile home parks and they searched LinkedIn, cost segregation, mobile home parks. They put it in the search bar. What came up? My profile. Why? Because I have over here, right? We do all types of properties, multifamily, office, retail, and I put basically everything, a lot of different keywords. Okay, mobile home parks. So you can put keywords in there because you want your profile, the main thing about the about section, and again, this has to do with my line over, which I'm going to tell you about in a second, is all about who's trying to find you, what you can do for that person that's trying to find you, how you can help your client, how you can help the person that you want to do business with. So it's not about you as much as it is about them, okay? And this is really important. So if you are, let's say, a multifamily, syndicator. I see there's a bunch of them on the call with us tonight. So I'm just going to mention that because it's probably going to help a lot of people. If you're a multifamily syndicator, you're going to want to put something in your profile about how you help people invest money, how you help people have passive income, something like that. Something that, what are they thinking about when they're looking for you? Okay, that they want to invest in multifamily syndications. You have to think, where are they coming from? Not about who you are as much as how you can help them. And this is really important. Okay, I'm skipping back and forth a little bit here, but your tagline. The tagline is so important because not only does it show up when someone searches your name or when you go to My Network and you look at someone and you see who is this person. It shows their tagline. It's not so much to be used as a title as it is as about personal branding. Again, managing director, that's really cool, but it doesn't tell me much about it. It tells a little bit of the company, but I don't know anything about Trevita. I have to go and look here. What is Trevita? It's an industry leader in wealth. Okay, but if it told me right at the beginning, I help people save money in taxes, or I help people in the health industry, something like that, helping health professionals do that, that's going to jump out at me. So not only that, but if you go to activity, okay, this is really cool. If you go to activity, check this out. Anytime you comment, not only does your name show up when you comment on someone else's post, also your tagline is going to show up right there. So this is an amazing thing about personal branding. Personal branding is all about your image, how people see you. Now, I post a lot on LinkedIn. All of you can attest to that because you see me posting all the time. And people tell me, I love all your content about cost segregation. Guess what? I post about 10% of what I post about is actually about cost segregation. Which means that, yeah, I do post from here to there, and I've done tons of podcasts and done webinars, and so people may know me from that, but they tell me from LinkedIn, oh, I love your stuff. Why? Because I put my name there. I have the thing right there. Everyone relates my name with what I do. And in all of my posts, I have a special hashtag, and even if it has nothing to do with anything, I put the hashtag cost segregation or cost seg king, which is my hashtag. So even if it has nothing to do with cost segregation, right, this has to do with sales. Okay, but I still put the thing. So people relate that immediately. And so if someone goes and searches the hashtag, which we're going to get to next about searching content, they're going to come to that. So you got to think about, what is your branding? What is who you are? How do you want people to see you? And how can you put that into your tagline? Okay, we're going to move right along because we don't have so much time. I just want to say, I'm not going to focus too much on the profile. They have this new featured thing over here, which is pretty cool. Not everyone has it. They're still rolling it out. Rivka, actually, who's on the call with us, told me about this, and I didn't have it. And then a couple weeks later, all of a sudden it appeared. So Rivka Zafir from Israel, who's a great LinkedIn marketer. If anyone's looking for someone, you can find them. Maybe you'll be in the groups together later on. Or you can search the names of everyone who's there. So here, this is, you can feature what articles, you can feature any post that you want. It used to just be articles up there. Then it shows your activity, that's fine. What I want to show here is your experience. Every job that you have, you want to make sure this filled out. It doesn't have to be a ton, okay? This is something I just created this week, and it's just 2, 3 lines, 4 lines. But it's something, it's just not blank. Don't have something that's blank. Just have a name and a thing. People want to know a little bit about you. It shows that you care, and it shows that you are professional. There's other things you can add in every single section. You can add media, okay? You can edit this, and you can add media to your thing over here, which means you can upload a link. If you have a YouTube link, you have a video, you have a document, you have anything. And so you can upload things for people to check out things about you related to that job. How do we get out of here? No, discard. Yeah, I didn't make any changes. So you want to make sure you have all your things, if you had education, you want to fill that out a little bit over there. And the most important thing, the skills endorsements, that's not so cool. It used to be a really big thing. I don't know if anyone remembers, like LinkedIn 10 years ago, when you would sign in, it would say like, hey, endorse so-and-so for this and this and this. And that was like the big thing, like endorse him for, commercial real estate. Click, yes, and endorse like 100 people every time you sign into LinkedIn. Anyone remember that? No? Okay, yeah, Augustine remembers that. So, but recommendations is so huge, okay? And I cannot stress this enough. I find it, when I look at someone's profile, one of the first things I look at is recommendations. I want to see, is this a real person? Is this someone who's actually active? And not everyone's active on LinkedIn, but if you are, use it. Okay, use it to your advantage. If you've done business with someone, if you've been someone's client, if write recommendations for other people. It's a great way to get recommendations, not just from that person, but also from anyone. It's just the karma, whatever you want to call it, you put that out there, it actually comes back. So, if you've been a client and you can ask for a recommendation, you can write a recommendation. So if you want to know how to do that, you can go to anyone's profile over here. Let's go to John over here for a second. We'll go to profile and you just click on here, more, and you can write over here, request a recommendation, recommend, or you can go all the way down there and you can write a recommendation for him. So recommend John. So it's going to ask you right away. I don't know what happened over there. A little quirky tonight. Recommend John. So it's going to say, how do you know him? Did you manage him, report him? Did you work with him? You can say, even if you didn't, you work with him, but different companies. So like if you know anyone, anything, a client of yours, a client, anything you can put there. And so, I would be sincere with it. A few people have written me like one-line recommendations and I just ignore them. I say, sorry, thank you very much, but it's just not befitting. I don't think it's so nice just to give like a one-liner, John is great. That's not going to do anything for anyone. Okay. Take time, put a little into it, and it really goes a long way and means a lot for a lot of people. People have recommended me for giving like this kind of LinkedIn webinar, which I think is cool, right? I've added value to someone, but it's not like, we're working together. Hint, 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 wink, wink, if anyone wants to do that. No, just kidding. But the truth of the matter is there's so much to that. There's so much power in that. And you give to a lot of people, it goes a long way. And that's really what my, who I am, just like to give to people, like to help other people. So it works with me doing that. So this is pretty much everything on the profile. I think this has covered it. Make sure it's complete, put in media, put in there, make it look pretty, make it look professional. And one other thing, if you have a company, do not just leave a gray box. Okay, here, for example, I had a company over here. See this gray box over here? Why don't I have a gray box? See this gray box over here? Because I don't have a logo. So if you look at the top of anyone's profile, it says their current company and has a logo here. Now you go to some people and it'll go there and it'll just like a blank thing. That means they didn't put the time into it. If you own a company, take 5 minutes and create a company page. How do you create a company page? Click on work, scroll down, create a company page. Takes like 2 minutes. A small business, put the name of the company, put your URL, upload a logo, boom, you're done. That's it. It takes like 2, 3, maybe 5 minutes. If you want to put a little more effort into it, you want to like create a very nice profile, a nice company page. It will take a little more time, but that will take away that gray box. Now they changed it to like navy, so it looks a little cooler, but still, right? It's make sure that you do that. Okay, now going back to the home feed, because we're going to go right along. How to expand your network. Okay, so networking is really what this is all about. How do I network with people? I do not accept. You see, I have 632 invitations outstanding because I don't really connect with every single person that sends me a connection request. Now, all of you who are on the profile, on the webinar with me here today, thankfully we all are connected. So that's really cool, but I don't necessarily connect with everyone. Why? Because number one, I want to make sure they're a real person. There are so many, I mean, ridiculously so many robots out there. So many robots out there, like ridiculous. And I thought it was a lot. And then I stumbled on something recently that just really blew my mind. And maybe I'll share that with you a little bit later about a company that like puts likes, like vanity metrics, liking your post from fake profiles, which have no connections, basically no connections, and doesn't actually help your post be seen by anyone else, but you think it does because vanity metrics. I did a little research and I looked a little deeper into it. Tons and tons of fake profiles. Maybe I'll share that with you a little bit later. So why don't I connect with everyone? I look at everyone's profile first. I want to say, hey, who are these people? Are they from the United States? Number one, because for me, that's important. Okay. Because all of my business is done in the United States. Not that I won't connect with someone who's outside of the United States, but generally speaking, that's who my business is. That's who I find that business is coming from. And therefore I don't connect with everyone. People can follow me. That's great. Like my content, but I want to manage that to keep it, because, it's hard to keep up with 11,000 connections, especially when people are messaging you all day long. I have, I did that job post this week. I got, like 500 messages and I try to respond to every single person, which is another thing. So it takes time, not just connect with everyone. So who do I connect with? That's right. Check out and look at the invitations. I always say, if someone sends me a message in the connection request, I did a post about that today, about connection request messages, but it's usually more likely that I won't accept it if they have a message there, because I read the message. Now, if someone takes the time to write a message that is actually personalized, not just personalized by a robot, like, hi, Yona, because anyone can do that. Okay, you can put, the robot can put in, metrics in there, put in name, company, and then just send it out to 500 people. And I can tell that right away. So like, here's an example, right? Like this guy over here. And I just leave them here. Here, Yona, I noticed that you are business director at Madison Specs. What do? They put in my profile, okay, my name, title, company, and then spam this out to 500 people. So this doesn't mean anything to me. And need money? Okay, maybe, but I looked at this person's from like Australia or something. I'm not going to do any business with this person. So I don't know why they did it. They don't have any actual activity on LinkedIn either. So these are important things. You want to, at least for me, there's some people that like to open network, right? You ever seen Lion LinkedIn Open Networker? L.I.O.N. Those are people who connect with everyone. And that's cool. It's just not for me. I want to make sure that and I go through and actually look through. So some of these people I haven't even had the chance to look at yet, and that's why I haven't connected with them, but I like to look at everyone's profile before I actually connect with them. Unless like they comment on my post or something like that, and I see there's some engagement, and then I connect with them right away. Okay, next thing, how to create content. I think that's really what everyone came on here for, right? For the most part, how do you create content? What type of content is there to create? What's it all about? So I'm going to share with you a bunch of different things over here about how to create content. So number one, there are basically 7 different types of content that are out there, okay? You have, and you can just go here to your homepage, click start a post. That's first thing. Just do it. If you haven't done it, just do it. Because if you don't do it, you won't do it, probably. And I want to share with you, actually, there is, what's it called? There's a guy over here. Let's just search him here. Ellie, the guy who I'm connected with, that started a company a while ago. It stopped, but I think the site is still up there. So I'm going to put the link in the chat for what this is. He started this thing called, oh, he took it out. He took it out? He took it out. Okay, well, anyways, he started this thing called LinkedIn Social, 30 Days Social. Let's see if we can find it. LinkedIn 30 Days Social. Let's see if we can find the site is still up. LinkedIn.30days.social. There it is. The site is still up. Check this out. Okay, I think this is free. This is really cool. I did this. I'm gonna put this in the chat box for everyone. This URL, and save that. Go to it. Not now, later. But basically, this is how I found LinkedIn. I stumbled upon this about 2 years ago, right when I came back to LinkedIn after having a profile for like 10 years or 12 years or whatever it was. And it was just a place to post your job, post a resume, and check it every time. But what I found, I stumbled upon it. I was looking for clients, I was looking for whatever. And I stumbled upon this thing called 30 Days Social. And it was this kind of challenge to write a post every single day for 30 days. And it's based on the concept that when you want to do something and create a habit, basically, or do something new, you have to do it with consistency for a certain period of time for it to become like a habit. So 30 days in a row. And what he did is he created basically 30 lessons about how to create content in different types of content on LinkedIn. So you see here, selling without selling, being vulnerable, ask a question. I'll show you one of them, right? Tell your story, find your niche, okay? Excuse me, create a call to action. So here's what he does, okay? There's YouTube. I have it blocked right now on this computer. It's sample posts. And here's a sample post, this 2 years ago, okay? And this is how it is, 259 likes. These guys got a lot of engagement on their post when they did this, these 2 guys. And they're sample posts, and they give you action steps, and they give you a little video over here. Ben and Ellie give little examples of how to do this. It's really cool. I would highly recommend anyone serious about writing posts and different types of content on LinkedIn to check this out. You will learn a tremendous amount from it. I think he created it as like a thing to charge, or first it was free and then he charged and then he stopped it. He even took it off his profile, but thankfully I still know about it and it's still up there. So check it out, guys, because I learned a tremendous amount from it, and it really challenged me to write content every single day for 30 days. And then I just got hooked because I saw the engagement, I saw things happening. And that's really what it's all about. Some people are here to do business. Some people are here to network. Some people are here to do all kinds of different things. We're all here for different reasons. But the one thing that is common, that you have to find whatever it is that you're here for and find out how to get those goals, how to get there. Because if you don't get there, then you're really just spending time and not getting those goals. So you got to tweak things, you got to change things up. If it's not working, change it, do something different. So for me, I saw things working, and I'm constantly learning, constantly improving, constantly finding what does work, what doesn't work, and testing the waters. So that's all about content. You can create a written post. What I like to do, if you've noticed my posts, and I'll just show you some examples, I like to space things out. So it's much more easy to read, one sentence at a time, okay? Really cool. You can create a picture, you can upload a video, you can upload a PDF, a document of any kind, any length. You can do it, you know, I can create something from different companies. I can create you can just share it with your connections only. You can share it with just your groups. Okay, that's really cool how you can do this. But the main thing is creating it and being consistent with it. Okay, doing it every day, not necessarily necessary, but you have to do it consistently. So it should be 2-3 times a week. Now, I'm going to tell you right now some things that don't work, okay? At least 3 things right now that don't work on LinkedIn. Number 1, sharing links in your post do not work very well for the algorithm, okay? So if you look over here, you may find some things over here. Let's see, these are new posts. Maybe I'm going to click on a hashtag. I'm going to get to this in a minute with hashtags. But you'll find people that are sharing content, but it's not being seen by anyone. Here's a link over here. So there's a company page also shared. That also doesn't work so well. Sharing from company pages isn't seen in the main feed. Only when you click on a hashtag, you'll even find it, which is cool. So you might be able to find it. These are all company pages sharing, not a lot of engagement. Here's another thing over here, clicking to a third-party site, an article from a third party, okay? Usually is seen a lot less by the algorithm, shows it a lot less. When there is a lot of hashtags, too many hashtags, it looks like this guy did ... It's like he posted it from a third-party site, which is also posting to Twitter and Instagram and all those things, because that's what this looks like over here. But you see, posting third-party articles and links to outside of LinkedIn do not get seen, right? There's not a lot of engagement over here. Oh, Jerome. Okay, his is getting seen because he knows what to do, and I already commented on it. But anyways, these are good things. Oh, chances are another Jerome. Jerome's on the call with us today, so let's give him some love. Okay, if I see any of yours, I'll do it also. So that's one thing that doesn't work, putting links in your post. Okay, so if I want to share a link, sometimes I'll do it just to see if it works, but it usually doesn't, and I'm always convinced. But if you do share an article, you have to write a very compelling post about it. Okay, not just the link and that's it, and some hashtags. Put just the link, the article, and that's it. Okay, you have to write a compelling post. Like I'll write a whole long post and maybe tag some other people in there so it will be seen. The algorithm will show it to other people. Number 2, what doesn't work? Sharing posts. You see this button over here, share button? Don't use it. Don't use it. It just doesn't work. The algorithm doesn't show it to anyone. Okay, and I will show you an example. We got some boys from Texas over here. I don't want to call anyone out over there, but I'm calling you out because we're going to show you a post I just did today. Okay, a post I just did earlier. So this is a post, Cody Payne, a man in shorts over there. I see your shorts. Okay, you guys social distancing there in that office? Oh, Texas is opening up again. Sorry, I forgot. Okay, you guys are cool. Check this out, a little short post. And then you click over here. For some reason, it doesn't show me. LinkedIn is really weird sometimes. It doesn't show the analytics sometimes. Sometimes yes, sometimes not. So here it does show. 1,500 people saw this. So if I click here, it also shows me 3 reshares. So 3 people click that share button. Now my post, again, was seen by 1,500 people. And now it doesn't show that again. Again, LinkedIn's weird. It's really wacky. LinkedIn actually have to refresh the page a lot of times. But the share button, I'm just going to show you how it's seen less. Okay, now I click it again, it's going to be seen again. 3 reshares. Michael Tran, thank you so much for sharing it. But guess what? No one's seeing it. 1 like, 2 likes. 1 was for me. Cody shared it. You want it. There's an inclination to share it, right? Because you want to share it, but the algorithm doesn't do anything with it. So it's like almost a waste of a post. What you should do, and here again, 1 comment was for me and a few likes. Okay, that's not bad. Also, Texas, their company. I'm not saying you did anything wrong. And 2 likes here, 1 was for me. I'm just showing you that it could be seen by so many more people if you just do something a little bit different to use the algorithm. How do you do that? Number 1, commenting and liking on the post itself, which you both did. So I commend you. So you can comment, you can like, you can share. It's great. You do all the 3. If you're going to do all that, that's great. Doesn't matter. But if you really wanted to be seen by more people, you can actually just take a screenshot of the post. Okay? Do that. Take a screenshot of the post like that, whatever, and then share that as a picture, and it will come up as your post as a picture. And I've done this many times, and it gets seen by 10 times the amount of people. And the whole point of personal branding, the whole point of LinkedIn is being seen by so many people, by being seen by more people. Okay, the more people that see you, the more people will know you. And the whole point of doing business is people know you, like you, and trust you. But if they don't know you, they're not going to like you and trust you because they don't know you. So you got to start with being known. Okay, you got to be seen by more people. The more content you create, and the more content that create, but the right content, the content that's being seen by more people, it's really important. So you can just share it as a picture, okay? And I've done that a bunch of times. So, and it works. It actually is seen by tons more people. What's the 3rd thing that doesn't work on LinkedIn? Number 1, sharing links in your post. Number 2, hitting the share button, okay? If you're just gonna do a post like that, do a screenshot instead. Number 3, what was the 3rd thing? What doesn't work on LinkedIn? Anyone want to help me out over here? Because I just went blank over here. Maybe we'll come back to it. Maybe not. What's the 3rd thing? Again, it's really connected to the next segue that I wanted to go into, which is just posting something and leaving. Okay, because LinkedIn, again, is social. So LinkedIn wants activity on your post, wants people to comment, wants people to put activity, like the comments, like the post. So if someone comments on your post, you should respond and like their comment. Every comment, make sure to like every single comment, even your own comments. Even though it's weird, but it actually creates activity to the algorithm. So it helps it. This is using the platform. Again, 3rd-party posts, it's going to take you away. LinkedIn doesn't want you to go away. Okay, moving right along. Engagement, that's really what it's all about. Again, your post engagement, but even more important, engaging on other people's posts. That's how you're going to be seen. You don't necessarily have to create content. You can just create conversations. You can write insightful, positive comments on other people's posts. Check this out. I created this article. I created a challenge a while ago, and you can check it on my profile. It's featured here. First thing, the 18 cents challenge. Okay, I implore everyone to go and check that out. I'm even going to make it easier for you, and I'm going to put the link in the chat box over here, in the chat box to everyone. And you don't even have to go to my profile. Save that link for later, copy and paste it. This 18 cents challenge is based on the Gary Vee strategy. I read a whole article over here. Again, Cody's featured in the article also, because Cody's my man. But in this challenge I created was to show people, Gary Vee had a concept, the $1.80 challenge. It's not challenge, a strategy. How to write 90 comments, right? Your 2 cents, okay? Your thoughts, 2 cents on 90 different posts a day. That's ridiculous, okay? Nobody can do that. Not even I can do that, okay? 90 posts a day is crazy. That means you're spending 6 to 8 hours a day. And even if I do spend 6 to 8 hours a day on LinkedIn, which oftentimes I do, believe it or not, but I'm not saying you need to do that. But even still, 90 comments, it's really hard. But to create 9 comments, 18 cents, that's much more doable. And I challenge everyone in this call with me today to do that. And even at the end, I'm actually going to create a challenge in the next couple of weeks, and you'll be welcome to join me to do that, to have accountability doing that as well. Okay, so that's focus on engagement. Write on comments, write nice things. That's how you'll be seen, number one. That's how you'll create community. That's how you'll create closer connections with people. You can write messages, and that's what I do a lot. Your network, it's about messaging. It's about a DM. Now, I want probably every single person here on this webinar today, that's not really a webinar, but every single person, we have had a DM back and forth, at least one, because I sent you a DM of the link to this, okay? So that's not fair. But most of you, we've had other conversations. I'd say I probably, at least half the people here, if not more. How do I have 9 messages, no notifications? I don't know why my notifications, Jerome. It's a good question. Something crazy going on right now. Notifications. Because everyone's on the webinar and nobody's liking or commenting on any of my posts. Maybe not. I don't know. So commenting on other people, engaging with other people. Next thing, being a connector. This is something so cool. Check this out. Take a message, create a message. Write a message over here. Okay? Write a few names. Write Jerome. Great webinar. Thank you, Jeff. Okay, we're not done yet. Write Jerome. Okay, write Reed. I saw was in a webinar also. Okay, and I want to connect you guys. And then I just write a message. Like you're writing an email introduction to someone. Do it on LinkedIn. It's the same thing. And you connect them right now. You can, once you do that, you go ahead and their profiles show up there. So you can go and kind of click on the profile. And by the way, thank you to anyone who's ever done that for me. It's tremendous. It's a great way to give back. It's a great way to help people. And I try to do this every single day. I try to make connections. So if you need anything, you want to meet anyone, reach out to me and say, hey, do you mind introducing me to so-and-so? Or, hey, do you know anyone that does so-and-so, or anyone that you might be able to help me? You know, if you're a student, like, hey, do you have any ideas where I can be a intern? Anything. You know, there are so many ways you can reach out to people. A lot of people are on this platform because they care. I find this platform to be so much more business oriented, and people that have, you know, don't have a tremendous amount of time, but are, number one, positive people. Number two, people that are go-getters. Okay, people are going out of their way, trying to help and give back. And so I feel that way. I think a lot of other people feel that way as well. Yeah, the page refreshes. Alina is right about that. I clicked on that URL. Right. Okay, so I see any other questions I missed over here in the meantime. What about links in the comments? Oh, Chris, thank you for mentioning that. Whenever I do want to post a link, I put it in the comment. I'll put it in the first comment, and I'll even write in the post, check the link in the comments. And that's a way to kind of get around that. There is another way to get around it, which is to edit your post and put the link in after it's been posted for about 5 minutes or so. Put the link in there, and then the algorithm like doesn't pick up on it that there's a link in there because it was originally posted without a link. That's another little hack over there. I don't do it that often because I find that something's weird with the algorithm also, that if you edit a post, like sometimes you lose tags. LinkedIn's weird like that. Like there's something really cool about the platform. And there's some things that, like, for a $15 billion company, like it could be, you know, there shouldn't be that many bugs. I mean, seriously, but they're doing a lot of good stuff. So it's okay. I don't mind. Any other questions over here? Morgan asked a question. Is it appropriate to post a thank you post to HR, employee referral, for giving me an offer related companies, even though internship will cancel over the summer? I want to sound credible for future employers. Of course. Yeah, I think that's a great idea, Morgan. That's actually really smart. Oh, you posted that privately. Sorry. That was a private message. That wasn't to everyone. Okay, but that's a great idea. Someone in this commented that, can you write something of thank you? Writing posts can be anything. It can be about your life. Again, 10% of the time I'm writing about what I do. Okay, I'm not just talking about cost segregation all the time, which is the whole point. You want people to know you for who you are, relate to you, and then know you. And guess what? People know me as the cost seg guy, the cost seg king, whatever it is. And so anytime that they think of cost segregation, they think of me. And so you can do that for whatever it is that you do, whatever your niche is. And everyone has a niche. And if you don't have a niche, you need to create a niche, because the world is too large to be competing with everyone. You want to niche down as much as possible so that people can find you, people can relate to you, and your brand will stand out. Okay, another, what's the advantage of putting a link in the comments? Yeah, the algorithm won't show the post to as many people if it has a link in it. So that's exactly the point. What are your thoughts on LinkedIn Premium? I'm gonna get to that afterwards, because that's, you know, just not for what I wanted to get to now. And I see we're already at 50 minutes in, 45 minutes, because we started 5 minutes after. But I do want to connect two other things, and then we want to do the networking. I think everyone here wants to do networking, right? Anyone not want to do networking, you can get off at the end. Do you want to change? Nicole asked a question over here. Should you change your photo? Again, this is private, but it's a good question. So I'm going to try to notice if you write it privately next time. Try to notice that red thing and not say your name because you wrote it privately. Change your photo, your cover photo regularly. It feature a podcast episode. That's a great idea, actually, or event you're hosting. Yeah, I see people do that all the time. It is a great idea. You can also use your business page to do that, but yeah, you can use that. One other thing I mentioned with the profile, which I didn't say out loud, I do want to get back to that. Another big thing you just reminded me, have a call to action. Have a call to action in your about section. You see right over here, the first line here, schedule a 15-minute free consultation. Everyone should have something like that, okay? Put your contact information. Click here, contact info. Put your phone number, your email. I put my personal email here instead of my business because I don't want my business email being flooded by this. One's Outlook, one's Gmail. It just helps me because anyways, if someone have my email from LinkedIn, you know how many spam people they collect that with a robot, your email address, and then, but at the same time, I want people to be able to reach out to me. Some people like their connections private, but again, keep the call to action. I have more than one. I created another one, my phone number over here. Join me next virtual real estate meetup. We just created this 2 days ago, and it's going to be next Wednesday. If you're in real estate, you want to be on that. Also, a lot of people sign up for that as well. Have a call to action in your post. If you're an investor, say, would you like to speak about investing? Have a Calendly link. Have your email there, something. Reach out to me. You want people to be able to find you and reach out to you. It's so easy. So I use Calendly. That's someone asked over here, Jake. I use Calendly. There's so many out there. I just happen to like it. Excuse me. I don't have COVID. My throat's sore because I've been talking nonstop for the past 50 minutes or so. Okay. I don't have water anywhere here. If anyone can give me a virtual glass of water, that'd be great.
There's tea right behind you.
There's what? Oh, there is. But I can't even see my screen because I'm sharing my screen. Is it over here?
Other side.
Okay, over here. Oh, I finished it. It's empty. Okay. Next, any more questions over here? Calendly's good. What program for emojis? Emojis is just Windows. If you have Windows, you click, check this out. You click the Windows button and the period. Okay, Windows period pops up a whole emoji bar. Can anyone see that? Right in the post over here. Click Windows and period. And Apple, it's the Apple button and the period. Okay, so then you just open these emojis. That's what I do. Okay, the search bar is really cool. Now searching for people is really cool because you can actually search. I would always use the quotations. So I want to find someone who is, let's say, a CEO. I don't want to do that. I want to say someone who is a, let's say, multifamily. Just an example. Okay, quotations. And use the and big. This is similar. This is like the Boolean approach. Okay, it works here very much. And I want to say, what's another good word that it's with multifamily? I don't have a good keyword that's going to be in someone's profile. How about units? Units, that's a good keyword. Might show up. And then I'm going to click that. Okay. It's going to take me to 16,000 results in people. Now I can click that down, make sure there's second connections. Okay. And I can even make it like, it's 5,200 people. Okay. A lot of people are going to actually be sales brokers, right? Or brokers, but I want to be a little more direct with it. So I may put something I want to find someone who is in, Atlanta, let's say. Okay, make it a little more specific. I want to reach out to someone, see only 210 people, multifamily investor. Maybe that's another word I should put here. Multifamily investor. Let's see if that puts it down. One result, only one guy. Okay, so I might want to connect with Nigel. Okay, because he's one thing. So I'll take out the and units and just make it multifamily investor, make it a little more. See, there's 3 people, multifamily investors. So I want to meet people who are multifamily investors. Or maybe I'm looking for passive investors.
Difference.
Right? And it's going to show up people, passive investors. It's past over here. It's past work over here, but still. Maybe they're working with passive investors, but still it's going to help you. But another cool thing about this is you don't have to just look for people, okay? You can go back to here and you go back to my previous search, which was multifamily investor, and click content. This is really cool. Check this out. Now you can find content where people are actually using that word in their content. And you don't click on relevance, click to latest, because you always want to, the algorithm favors posts that are the latest, okay? So if something has been posted within the last hour or the last 24 hours, and there's activity on that post, the algorithm is going to push it out further and further and further. After 24 hours, it slows down tremendously, okay? They're still going to be seen over time for a week or so. I've even had stuff, 2 weeks later getting some, trickling activity. But within the first 24 hours, that's when the main activity is going to happen, or 48 hours. So here, I'm going to find people, and you can even click over here. If everyone can mute themselves, that'd be great. Take some cough medicine. That's good. No, just kidding. Apple is Command Control Spacebar. Thank you, Andrew. Apartments. Oh, Jerome, that's a good keyword. Also, when writing a post on the computer or the phone, there are some differences there. It's easier on the computer, I've found, to write a written post, but that's just me. I want to write, just for my first connections. So I want to just engage with people who have posted. So Anthony, something there, okay? And you can take out the keywords, and you can just take out everything and just search your content. My first connections, content. So Michael posted something over here. Daniel posted something. And again, we're clicking in content, first connections, latest. Now it's not showing everyone. I don't know why it doesn't show everyone, but this is one way to find people who you're connected with that you might want to engage with that you might not see in your regular feed. Okay, that's one trick over there. Another way to personalize your feed and leverage your search. That's really cool. He has, oh, congratulations. I'm gonna write down that later if I remember. The other thing you can do is this really cool thing over here. Check this out. I created a Google Sheet. Now I got this idea from Yoel Judowitz, who's a LinkedIn marketer, and also Alex Chandrowski, who was over here before. I don't know if you saw him. He actually work in the same company, Madison. In the relevance, he was at the top, but now he's not. He was over here before. Oh, because it was in multifamily. Anyways, I created this sheet. Okay, check this cheat sheet out over here. Google Sheet, where I have people's names who I like to follow their content. And I click their LinkedIn URL, but I added something really cool. Check this out. If you click on this, anyone can see this. It just doesn't have just their LinkedIn URL over here, but it has at the end detail/recent-activity/shares/. So when I hover over this, okay, and I want to see someone's latest posts, I don't want to have to go to their profile, then click on something, right? Again, we'll go to here. If you want to look on someone's post, you can do it two different ways. You can go and click on their name, go to their profile. He doesn't have a banner. Okay, scroll down, see all, click on post. This is taking a long time. What I did is I just copied this thing over here, put it in people that I want to see their content and I don't want to have to scroll through it. I'll just click on this. Another cool trick over here is if you get the scrolly thing over here on the mouse. Yeah, everyone see that? Scrolly thing. If you click that, it actually opens a new tab. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if you knew that. You click that, it opens a new tab automatically. So instead of like right clicking and then opening a new tab, you just click on that scrolly thing on the mouse, it opens a new tab over here. And I go straight to Dustin's recent posts, specifically his posts. So then I can see what he actually, without having to go to his profile, click on all these things, and I can see and I can click on it over there. Okay, that's one really cool way to do it. Another way is what I showed you before about searching for content. And did I miss anything? Any other questions over here? There's some more things, so many things, so many tricks. I'm learning things all the time, and I try to post things when I come up with something cool. But you can also do another thing. If you don't like what you're seeing, you can unfollow people. So check this out. Scroll through my feed and I see, hey, I don't know, this looks cool, but I like to say, hey, this, I don't really know who this is. You know, who Wayne, he's a pilot. That's really nice. The drones. Maybe I don't want to see what he's posting, other people's content. I click the three dots over here and I just write, oh, it's not in the home. Why isn't it? Oh, unfollow Wayne. See that? Unfollow Wayne. I just click unfollow Wayne and I'll no longer be seeing anything of his activity. And the reason why this is so important, I want to say something back to the engagement. Okay, I undid that because I probably do want to see his stuff. I don't care. Anyway, right now, I just want to show you something. Look at your post. Click the home feed. You can see mine. I'm just going to show you what it is. What are you seeing in your home feed? Check this out. Sebastian likes this. I'm not seeing his post. I'm not seeing a post from my first connection. I'm seeing that someone on my first connection has liked the post. I'm seeing something promoted. I'm seeing a new post and something I'm following, a company I'm following. That's really weird. I've barely ever seen that before. Jonathan likes this. Again, not seeing the posts. Annabelle likes this.
Your call cannot be completed.
Someone needs to mute their mic, unless that's me. No, Kenneth likes this. I like that too. You know, I didn't read it yet, but I'm going to read it soon. And another way you can mark something, if you like something and you don't have time to read it, you can mark it, and then it'll go back to your activity and see your activity, and it'll go back to all those things you like. You can go back and read them later, or you can click on the 3 dots here and actually click Save for Later. And that will go into a cool thing over here on your home page where you can view all your saved items on your home page. But again, here, look at this, Javier Tapia, first connection. This is like the 8th post in my feed, in my scrolling, that I'm seeing someone's post, original post. Did you notice that? That when I scroll through your feed, you're not seeing people's original posts, you're seeing activity from your connections, okay? Which means if you want to be seen, again, not just liking things, but commenting on other people's posts, because you'll be seeing, oh, here, this time I did it. I'll go to recent and go to top, and you'll see what I mean. Benjamin commented on this. So now I see Benjamin and I see his name. I see I know he's a controller. He's a bookkeeper. That clicks in my head every time I see that. Every time you drive by a billboard, every time you see a commercial, every time you see anything, it's Coca-Cola. It's, you know, it sticks in your head. You see the name. So again, commenting on other people's posts is going to be more important than actually posting your own content, because that's what's going to be seen by your connections. Okay, again, here's another thing. Someone's liking this. Even though this is my first connection, I'm not seeing her post because she posted it. I'm seeing it because one of my other connections commented on it. So that's really important. Again, your stuff, and you probably see me, right? If you log into LinkedIn, maybe you see my post, but you probably also see my name. And then I commented on someone else's post or something like that. So that's basically it, guys. We're at an hour mark right now. And if anyone has any content, how do you come on? I'm going to look at the thing, and then I'm going to do the 2 surprises right now. We're going to get to the 2 surprises, and I'm going to look here at, thank you very much. Okay, see you in an hour. This has been fantastic. Thank you. How do you come up with content? How do you come up with content ideas? Yeah, use Sales Navigator. Good question. I'm going to scroll up. Let's see if I missed anything. If I missed anything, I'm not going to scroll all the way up. Write it again, please. Just realized connection contact, not the same number. Contact, so okay. Do you use Sales Navigator and do location-based searching? I do. I actually, Jeff, I do use that a lot. I have Sales Navigator. I do use that. Is it worth it? For some people it is. I have not, depending on who you're trying to find and who you're trying to connect to, it can be useful, but I have not found it to be extremely useful for myself that much. I still have it for many other reasons. Rivka asked a great question. How do you come up with content? And how do you content ideas? That's an excellent question. It's really something I really wanted to get to before. When I have an idea, I usually jot it down. You can jot it down on a notepad. I open up a Google Doc, and usually a lot of my posts I'll write first in a Google Doc, okay? And I'll write it there, and then I'll edit it later, and then I'll copy and paste it into the post, in the actual posting. Why do I do it like that? A couple reasons. Number one is I can save it for later. I can repurpose that content because I've totally saved it on my Google Doc. LinkedIn doesn't save your posts, okay? Only you can scroll back up to like a few months and then it's gone, unless you save the link. The link is there forever. So that's another thing I do. Whenever I create a post, I'll click on the 3 dots, copy the link, and I'll copy that link back into my doc, my Google Doc, and I'll save the links to all those posts. It's something really cool, and it saves your content. If you want to repurpose something, you want to post something again another time, or something similar, you just want to copy and paste, like you're announcing something. You don't have to rewrite the whole thing, put it in a Google Doc or something similar to that. I use Google Docs, so you can use something similar to that. Content ideas, again, ideas is really, I find LinkedIn is much more about sharing your story than anything else. Sharing who you are, what you do, and just things that happen in your life. Okay, if you went to an event, if you met someone, if you had a good phone conversation, if you had an idea, if you had a meeting, if you did a sale, if you lost a sale, if you, whatever it is, people get to see that emotion, see that who you are, etc. If you had an email, check this out. This guy, Joel, I'm just scrolling here. Always love these emails. This is a great idea for a post. He just copied a picture of an email he got, okay? Subject, thank you, know your team. All right, I closed yesterday on my loan. I just want to express my feelings of gratitude. Because he's just sharing a win. They closed a loan with his team. He is a mortgage broker, and it's not just a written core value, it's our core value. So this is something he's sharing about his brand. He's sharing something that's happening in his life, and it's all in one. I think that's a great post. Videos are also really, really popular. They actually get more engagement percentage-wise than any other type of post, but they get less engagement, I'd say, than written content, just pure written posts. In my experience, if you can look at my posts over here, post and activity. I actually have a third-party app that does that you can view that. There's something called what's that thing? Something called Shield. Okay, this is a pretty cool thing. It's a paid thing, but I use it. I like to see what my content. It's like gives you a report. Again, it's called shieldapp.ai. It's pretty cool. It kind of shows you what your statistics are, right? Profile views are up, etc. And you can go back and see all of your posts and engagement rate, etc. 2%. That's like pretty normal. It's pretty cool. You can get a free version also, which is really cool to see. I don't know why I'm not seeing this. Okay, this goes and shows your posts, your recent content, and it shows you your percentage of engagement, 2.45%. Okay, this is just a written post. This is 2.41% again, but check out a video. The video is 7.62% engagement. And so the engagement is more, but it's seen by 1,700 people as opposed to a picture post of 88,000 people, or here this is, again, 1,300 people, whatever. The point is there are some apps that do that. This is a pretty cool app. Other questions over here. Content ideas, again, those are ideas. You can search for content. If you read an article, again, you don't have to just click a link to that article, share your thoughts on the article. That's a great idea. Okay, now for the two surprises. I think everyone's looking forward to this networking over here. So I'm just gonna stop sharing my screen for a second. Actually, no, before we get to the networking, I wanna show you something really cool. Now, this is something someone sent me. Oh, I saw those drinks, Jerome, thank you. What if you have two professions, separate accounts? Have just one account, put both in one account, because I know a lot of people use Facebook. A lot of people are professional, and there's certain people that they can't use their LinkedIn, their jobs. I know certain people in the financial industry, their companies, and certain people, other companies, their companies are very strict on what they have in their LinkedIn for whatever reason. Okay, so you may want to have a separate profile for that. Maybe you may want to use, I don't know. It's a good question. I don't have the right answer. I think it's, LinkedIn is more about who you are, your personal brand. So I would incorporate everything into one, because you have a space there, again, on your profile to have multiple jobs. Okay, this is till present. Okay, this is still present. This is present. These are many things, activities, things that I'm doing currently, not necessarily my full-time job, but things that I'm doing. So I would put them both there. That answers your question. So now something really cool. There is a new platform that just started. Okay, I'm still researching it, but I think it's really cool, and it may have a lot of potential in the future. And this is not something I normally do. This is totally a little bit out of my normal type of thing that I do, but I just thought it was really cool, and I wanted to share with you, and you'll see why in a second. Okay, I'm putting this thing in the, everyone should click on this link later, or copy the link. I'm putting it here in the thing, and I'm just going to paste it into my browser, and everyone watch this video for 1 minute video. Okay, basically there's this new platform. It's called WebTalk. It's a little weird right now because it's still in beta. It hasn't launched publicly. It's by invite only. It's like a combination of LinkedIn and Facebook. It is a little bit weird. I agree with you. I agree with you, Jerome. It is weird right now, but I think it has a lot of potential, or could have a lot of potential in the future. And it's really kind of against some things that I do in terms of it has some affiliate marketing and stuff like that. Nevertheless, for some people, it might be very good. And it has a couple of features that are really cool. And one thing the feature is that it actually pays you to engage on the profile, on the platform, which is kind of cool. So I'm just putting that link there, put this video, and then I have where to do the networking right after this 1 minute video. Everyone should copy that link. You can sign up as a free account. It can't hurt to try it out. And then here we go. Let's just watch this video. Okay. show you 1-minute video about what this platform is about. I'm still researching it myself. It looks a little weird right now because it's still in beta and it's kind of clunky and doesn't have so much content yet, but I think it has a lot of potential in the future. So, oh, I can't see this because I blocked my thing on this. Anyways, everyone check that out later. Okay, now we're just gonna jump into I blocked videos on this work computer over here. Anyways, okay, everyone's here. We still have 34 people. A bunch of people jumped off, but with these 34 people left, we're going to break out into 10 different groups. I'm going to click this thing over here. 30 into 10 rooms. Let's do 10 rooms. And then basically everyone right now is I'm going to give you an ice-breaking question. Everyone should unmute themselves when you get into there. And everyone, when you get into this room with 3 or 4 other people, I want you to introduce yourselves, number one, and everyone should ask, share, this is the ice-breaking question. What is your number one tip for combating distractions when working from home? So what's your number one tip on getting around distractions when working from home? We're gonna get into these rooms over here, and it's gonna last 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna bring everyone back to this main thing, and then we're gonna do it again. Okay,